One, and three. We want to welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad. And we have Hantie, and I got the whole family here. I got my cousin Ronnie, I got Lynn, I got my Aunt Diane, my Uncle Greg, and K-Roll is on here. Yes, I said K-Roll. His name is Carol, but I call her K-Roll because she always comes sharp. All right, everybody. Today's discussion is going to be, racism just never seems to go out of style in this country for some reason. Lawyers say black FedEx driver was chased and shot at in Mississippi, drawing comparisons to Ahmaud Arbery's murder. Basically, in essence, to break this down in simple, this disgusting. A brother wearing his gear for work, his FedEx gear, doing his job, dropping off packages, gets shot at by people because why? And so what ends up happening, folk, is we keep on hearing this, and it's very disturbing. So before I go any further, what do you all think about this case? Because like I said, it seems to be happening, unfortunately. The good thing is it's being reported. Because this used to happen more often back a long time ago, but it still happens today, but a lot of it doesn't get reported. But I'm glad this is reported. What do you guys think about this particular situation?
Basically, I think it's a reflection of the times in which we live, where people feel they can shoot people, shoot at people, and get away with it and not be prosecuted. It's the fact that guns are just too plentiful to a lot of people, both crazy and sane and insane.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Who else was to add to that? Yes, Hantie, go ahead.
I, I am I am no longer surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I am disappointed that we're not any further along than people doing their job and getting shot. But I'm not surprised. We're like Dell says, we're living in days where we can't let that bog us down. I think it was brought out in the Sabbath school lesson today that if we have a strong base,
Mm-hmm.
the strong base is what? Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
What we believe in. We believe we have this hope. We have to hang on to that hope regardless of what happens to us. Mm-hmm. So, but we have to come into the modern times. We're living in the world 2022, and we have to expect that, because we believe in the Lord, and we believe His promises to us, and we can't become depressed, mm-hmm. or we can't become discouraged or weeping and wailing and all of that. We have to be able to rely on what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add what I think is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since we have changed the person that's over our country, the previous leader of our country seem to be reporting on everything, a lot of things that he does or he did to break the law. Mm-hmm. Okay, they have not come. If it was a regular you or me, we would have been put behind bars for breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
So with the news media using our previous man that was in power here, the things that he's done wrong, they keep flaunting it, looks like, which to me, it makes it look like, okay, well, if he can do that and get away with it and they don't do anything to him, then I can do this and I can do that and I won't get arrested or punished for it. So we need to draw the line and say, breaking the law is breaking the law. You break it, no matter who you are, you're not above the law. No one is above the law. So anybody who breaks the law in any way needs to be reprimanded.
Great points with everybody here. I think that, the thing that I found out more interesting here in all of this is that, you got people that are doing their jobs. They're saying this, that black drivers are afraid to deliver packages in certain neighborhoods. And these guys are doing their job. They're paid to do their job. Our police officers are paid to serve and protect. But then you got people who maybe watch too many movies, don't know anything about black folk, but they don't know just by what they see on the news media or whatever, which is not much. They have maybe one black friend, if they call it their friend. I know him and I work with them. And the problem is that we don't try to know one another, understand one another. You know, I remember talking to a police officer, and here in Virginia, you have to be in the prison system before you become a cop. That's what he told me. And the reason being is so that you know what a real criminal looks like.
Mhm.
So when you pull somebody over, you know what they look like and act like. You don't assume just because they're black. You understand the behavior of a criminal and how they behave. And you got to be there for years before you go out there. And that's what he described him. But the problem that you have is you have a lot of people that just, they want to threaten people because they want to intimidate. They want to show force because they can. And then when there's no repercussion, because if there's really strong, swift repercussions of actions like that,
Mhm.
the behavior stops. But if the behavior is slow, due process is given to certain people and not to others, guess what ends up happening? It continues on, because if it's swift and quick, I mean, you know, you read it all the time. You know, I remember when that black guy was accused of killing those kids, and when the white lady ended up confessing that she killed her own kids and drowned them. There was a black guy in custody.
Susan Smith.
Yeah, there was a black man in custody during that time frame that everybody forgot about.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? But you had a good cop in there who did his job and realized something was wrong with this story. And I think that that's what's left out, that you do have some great, good cops. The problem is it's not that you have, it's just the fact that you have people who believe that they're above the law and that it doesn't apply to them.
Mhm.
You know, I was raised in a house where you follow the rules. I may not agree with them, but I follow the rules because that's the rules. I wear a seatbelt. I didn't like when the seatbelt law happened, but I wear a seatbelt because that's the law. It doesn't go against my beliefs as a Christian. It's just the law. I wear a mask because I'm trying to protect other people. That's what we should do.
Ticket or ticket.
Yeah. So at the same time, I'm looking after my own brothers and sisters, and I'm just obeying the law as the confines of what you know, according to the Bible and stuff like that. It's not going to harm nobody.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we got people that want to harm people, and I think that's the sad part about what we see today.
Mhm.
So, people, you know, last thoughts before we this discussion here. What are your final thoughts here?
Well, my final thought is carrying a gun is guaranteed in the Constitution, but my solution is stop selling the ammunition.
Or make the ammunition expensive.
Yeah, if you make each cartridge worth $50, well, they're going to think twice about firing a weapon at midnight or shooting somebody.
Or better yet, you make it $10,000.
That's a good point. Good point, Dale.
Yeah, just make it expensive. Make it real expensive. So when you shoot that bullet, guess what? That's a lot of money being used.
A lot of money gone.
Or I wasted that bullet for nothing.
Yeah, it'll never return.
Mm-hmm.
And it also lets us know that, you know, in the days of yesteryear, years ago, a policeman was I think, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I think he had to take an oath of only pulling his gun when he intended to and when he felt his life was in danger.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't even carrying guns now and they feel like they're in danger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's a way of getting away from the real issue. You are protecting others, you're protecting yourself, and which is expected.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you feel like shooting somebody in the back is okay because you felt like your life was in danger?
Mm-hmm.
That's gone away.
Mm-hmm.
Just shoot him in the back.
And like this young man that did the shooting in a school, his parents gave him a gun as a present. And he was already showing signs of mental insanity. Now, you know, the parents should be the one locked up also.
And you're going after them.
You know,
And we did discuss that though, didn't we?
We discussed it. But there was another story. This happened recently on this story here that this happened
The
again.
FedEx.
No. Outside the FedEx, when we discussed this in the Michigan story, but this is another story that is similar to the Michigan story, and it's kind of like, people. What is the sanctity of life?
They don't give up.
They're not coming back.
The sanctity of life, I think, is the really thing. I got people who march against abortion, but are okay with people killing lives that when unarmed people.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it doesn't make sense. I believe that people are created in the image of God, and the real issue is that, and I'll say it, is that our modern hatred today is not idolatry or biblically based. It is evolutionary based, where there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
So they look at people as animals, and they treat them like animals. Because the only way you can do that, you can't look at them as the image of God. And so a lot of this racism that we see today is based upon evolution, not on anything else. And so that's the sad part about it, is that's why people feel they can just shoot and kill because, oh, you're an animal, I can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way they do it. Now, I would like to one day understand, why does someone hate like that and doesn't even know me? But yet you're going to say, because I know your people, you guys are violent.
Yeah.
I was raised in a nonviolent home, and there's a lot of Black people like me out there that are raised in those homes. Like I said, I couldn't even play with a play gun and point at a human being.
Mm-hmm.
But today you have people that think that that's okay, and taking life is all right because all you got to do is just have a bad day. And so, unfortunately, we're back to the same subject, little different circumstances, but it's the same story. But you know what, folks? That's why we have Mom and Dad Talks, because if this keeps on going, we're going to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, it gets pushed under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't grow from it. So in each case is a little bit different, but hopefully somebody out there can be a little different, a better person from this conversation today. So anyway, but I'm going to, great job, Mom and Dad, and we lost our other connection with the other family there, but hopefully we'll have them there another time and stuff like that. But I hope people just start loving one another.
That's right.
Treat people with respect. Not everybody's a criminal. Not every cop's a killer. Not every person is racist.
Don't throw everybody in the wrong and bad day.
Yeah, stop throwing people like that. Get to know them first before you say, see, by your fruit you shall know them. Okay? Let's have some more sense out there today. So, God bless, and we'll see you next time on Mom and Dad Talks.
Okay.